that give me a good topic. The title of the today's topic, we have no choice but to study Eastern wisdom. You gave me a good topic by explaining that you have applied additional documents. There is no choice.
Yeah.
Whatever they say, you have to supply it. Are you clear about? Yes, I'm clear. I am clear when we do not have a choice in our life, my dear friend, we go for it. Right?
Yes,
Now,
it's right.
we have no choice but to study Eastern wisdom to seek permanent happiness, love, and wisdom. You have no choice. Nobody has any choice. So I'm deviating from the topic, and that will make you very clear. Now, you are a seeker. You see that when I say I am a seeker, means I am eligible. Right? Then I am eligible. So I continue the path. Now reverse this. I am not eligible. Just in your case, you are applying for residentship. Oh, they say you are not eligible unless you supply these documents. This is one of the very, very subtle principle. I'm just talking to you. I talk to few people. If I'm not eligible, then what I do? Then I will not leave the path of Eastern wisdom. Just compare the same example. If you don't supply, you are not eligible. So you have to supply these documents. So what I'm doing, I'm still making an effort to become eligible. Understand this. Now go to the Eastern wisdom. Why? If I'm not eligible, then I will not leave the path. And that is what you have done. But why? Can you think of it? Think of it. What? Why?
Yeah, in my case, it's usually attachment and desire. And attachment because fear.
Fear, yes, that is one. Now see that what our masters are teaching. That is such a beautiful, you have to keep in your mind 24/7. What is the right answer? We have no choice. What is that no choice? Everyone is seeking permanent peace, happiness, and wisdom. There we don't have any choice.
Yeah.
To get permanent residency, you have no choice but to supply. You have to continue until you get it. So even if I'm not eligible, I don't have a choice of that I can replace permanent peace, happiness, love, and wisdom. That will remove my fear of insecurity. That will remove the fear and insecurity and anxiety and duality. Look at it. I have to be very clear in my head. For the goal of life, I have no choice. Whether I'm eligible, whether I'm not eligible. Okay, I'm not eligible as you told me. One girl told me in a group session, so I'm leaving this session. I said, thank you very much. The teacher never forces in the Eastern wisdom. They go by you, your level of understanding. Now, that is one option. Second option, then if I am not eligible, I want to be eligible. I want to listen. I want to understand. I want to know the entire process to become a seeker. Why? I have understood that there is no other choice. There is no other choice. Now, why should I supply these documents? Hell with you, I have given you all the documents. No. That is what you are becoming a seeker, you are becoming an eligible. Do you see that? So all the time keep in your mind that I have no choice but to seek permanent peace, happiness, love, truth and wisdom. I am not eligible. Thank you very much. Let me become eligible. See, it just came to when you explained to me, and I thought better to talk about this. This will make everything clear. So, what choices we make? We leave the path, we resort to drinking, we resort to drugs, extreme cases. We marry to be happy, we divorce to be happy. You see that? But I have no choice. I marry to be happy. I have no choice. I want happiness. I divorce to be happy. I have no choice but to be happy, but to be in love. So my dear friend has divorced after 27 years to be happy. He has no choice. And this comes by only viveka. Nothing can help you. You read every text of Eastern wisdom like a fiction, it will never happen. It is only the teacher that constantly hammers your mind, clears your intellect, you enter into that wisdom, and then you know I have no choice. I lost $1 million, no worries, but I'm not going to leave this journey of the Eastern wisdom. Even if I'm ineligible, I'm not a seeker. I have to become a seeker because I do not have a choice. Live with these thoughts and see what happens. It will hasten and accelerate the process. Very clear. Our masters are so clear that it takes directly you to the knowledge. So the moment if you make a wrong choice, there is a continuity of sorrow and suffering. Now see, if you make a wrong choice means what? Can you understand if you make a wrong choice? Wrong choice means that you leave the journey. You leave the journey. One, and second, you start looking for the same goal by different means outside.
Yeah.
You see that? So then what happens? You get sorrow, suffering, that is what I say. I married to be happy and I divorced to be happy. Even on one hand, $127 billion is lying on your account. I don't have any choice. Be 100% clear from today. Never ever think that you are not a seeker. Whether I am a seeker or not, I don't have a choice. I have to continue the journey until I reach to that. Look at it. So now, and I know that you will never forget because I related to the particular incidents of your residency. I have no choice. I cannot say, no, what the hell you are doing. Give me the residency. They will say, get out. You cannot enter into our country. That is what we do in our daily life, seeking permanent peace and happiness. So the nature knows no reward, it punishes you. That is the beauty of the Eastern wisdom. So Eastern wisdom, that is what we say, the knowledge of the real self. Now go a little deeper. So there is a book. Book is one thing and the knowledge in the book is secondary. And the teacher is on the third factor. Text, knowledge in the text, and the teacher. So until we connect ourselves with the knowledge and the text and the teacher, you are not going anywhere. The teacher connects the seeker with the knowledge in the text. I only talk that, okay, we are studying Gita, but just after that, what we do? We only focus on the knowledge in the Gita. See that? Now you can easily become aware. You cannot say that teacher plays a trick, but if it is a trick, then take it as a trick. Because the teacher has to focus on the knowledge. And that is already passed on by the tradition. Expressions may vary. We do not know what we are doing. If we do not know what we are doing, if I do not understand and connect myself with the knowledge in the text, then I do not know where we are going. We will not go anywhere. Will not find. We will find 1 million excuses. Now you can easily understand. I have already given you hundreds of examples. No, I don't have money. Okay, that you attend the program free. They attend 2 sessions and then they leave it. Should I say to them that, okay, you go to the gas station and tell them that I don't have money, fill the gas. Go to the restaurant. They don't realize that. There I have a choice. Here I don't have a choice. I don't realize. So we don't say anything to the people. They say, oh, that is very good. I know, I can really understand. You don't have a choice. You cannot afford. What happens to them? They fall again and again. They get lot of challenges in their life. They are always frustrated, but they do not understand. What they do not understand, they don't have a choice. See that? Now you can look back and find your employees and your friends and colleagues. I know, what should I do? She has done this. What? Do you ever think that you don't have a choice? You think it and your mind is free. Intellect is clear now. Now you treat your honey, even if she treats you badly or he treats you badly, you treat in peace and happiness. I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice to be in permanent peace and happiness, but I have a choice to leave you and accept another one. But for what? That needs to be understood. Then you are a seeker. Otherwise we fall and fall back. Pay attention. Again, let it settle into your head completely through the viveka. Viveka is a capacity and a power of the intellect to move towards where I do not have a choice. That is what we say, real and unreal. All my relationships are in a way unreal, with the money, with husband or a wife, with people, with objects of the world, because these objects cannot secure permanent peace and happiness in my life. So I remember all the time I don't have any choice. When you remember this, 80% of your conflict and confusion drops. Even if you are not a seeker. We don't tell people until you become a seeker, but if I tell that, even if you are not a seeker and you keep in your mind, they will go mad. I know that. I have seen a lot of people. Then they say, I have done this practice for 1 hour, where is the peace? They are mistaken. Look at it. Text, knowledge in the text, plus the teacher, constant, regular satsang ultimately makes your intellect clear, and you know by yourself. Now it is 24/7. Look at it. How beautiful the way. From the Vedic age, in every text written by our great masters have mentioned this fact secretly. So again, go back. I have already explained to you secret and open secret. So secret gets opened when you are a seeker. Yesterday, she's a good friend of mine. She challenged herself. Why she should challenge me? Because I don't know anything. So I am free. She is a Hatha Yoga teacher. She challenged herself because she is not going in favor of the popular notion of Hatha Yoga. So she has taken an excuse. What excuse? That Yoga Alliance says that you have to teach Hatha Yoga. Where Hatha Yoga text talks about real self. Hatha Yoga only talks about physical exercises, pranayama and mudra. So from the very first chapter, everything is written about becoming a seeker and following the path, because you don't study. You have studied like a fiction. She was upset. She doesn't want to leave her opinion. Don't leave your opinion. I don't care. Why should I care? So we need to study. The subject matter is very clear. Result is very clear. The third point comes if I am ready or capable. If not, then I have my opinion, judgment. If I have my opinion and judgment over the knowledge of the Eastern wisdom, I'm gone. I will continue to suffer. That is why our masters, every text uses, 99% of the text uses Mangalacharan. We discussed about it. Salutation, Namaste to the Guru, Namaste to the existence, before we start the journey. We skip main masses and we go to the popular things. Oh, kundalini, I will get more power. Yes, you will get more power, but that power will destroy you. Finished. It doesn't mean that we don't get power. There are practices. You practice 3 months with a particular mantra in a particular way, you feel those powers. For a few weeks you can read the mind of others And ultimately, when you start reading your mind, you will find lot of frustration, ignorance is there. So there is also a negative part of it. Then what happens? You have read the mind of your honey. The honey says, honey is thinking that, what a crazy husband I have. So you have already likes and dislikes, and then you start destroying yourself and destroying your honey. Yeah, there's the powers. So we skip the main masses and we go to the popular things. Popular notion versus real notions should be properly understood. When we are clear, knowledge in the text, teacher in the text, then what happens? Then we understand the main masses. The masses are in the text which is written. And that is what the teacher explains. I was telling, I told you that this guy attends and he said, we will do it together. And now he has decided that he will do it alone. So I told him that, did you realize that teacher is always free? You pay for the knowledge. You buy one, you get one free. You don't engage me, you don't hire me. So that is free.
But why you split teacher and knowledge? Teacher is knowledge, knowledge is teacher.
When they understand it, then they will never complain. So I have to give some dose. I have to give some dose indirectly. So he agreed. He said, no, okay, we will meet next week again. I said, okay.
When Krishna says that I teach the sun, I teach the Manu,
Yes.
I teach... So it not means that he is really teach something. It means that he always present.
He is always present.
He is present in each creation.
I like this, your understanding. But those who do not understand, so I have to use a different path, different ways of expression. So he has realized that this beer guy is free, knowledge is to be paid. So that is why we always stress who is qualified to study the Eastern wisdom. So we say sadhan chatushtaya, fourfold practice, and the first is viveka. So you keep your intellect all available all the time. You do it. In doing business, in going to the restroom, you don't land up into the kitchen, you feel hungry, you sit on a dining table, cook the food and eat it, you don't start driving the car. Barring those people who suffer from anxiety and stress, even if they feel hungry, they start driving, they start drinking, so it's a viveka in a normal life. So what the seeker does now? First, makes the intellect available all the time and is aware of the real and unreal. Now I live with the real and the unreal. Real, independent existence never changes, does not depend on anything outside. My happiness does not depend on wealth, my honey, my body, my mind, my intellect, nothing at all. Your happiness even does not depend if you get residence. Happiness is independent. Peace is independent. So I should, once I feel that state of the mind, what happens? The viveka changes my behavior. That comes from the mind. Instantly it changes. That is what we say is when you apply viveka, it results into vairagya.
Right.
See that? It is happening here and now. We need not to work. I should go to the Himalayas, leave everything, do an intensive retreat, and doing the same stuff. Returning again with the same pressure. Leaving wealth, home, spouse is not nothing to do with the vairagya. In the true seeker's life, the viveka is always available. In the intellect, this is real, this is unreal. So the attachment drops by itself, the duality drops by itself, likes and dislikes drops by itself. So if you find you are more attached to the business and less attached to the other thing, intensify viveka. Intensify viveka, and then you will see, okay, I'm fine. Why? Same answer. I don't have a choice. I have a choice to find happiness outside, that much I have a choice. But as far as the goal of life is concerned, I don't have a choice. Look at it. Allow the intellect to think it over, reflect it. Why I want to the restroom? Happiness, peace, calmness. Why I take a cup of tea? Happiness. Why I do the business? Happiness. Why I want to earn wealth? Happiness. Why I want to be in a family? Happiness. Happiness, peace, love, wisdom, no choice at all. But then comes the permanent peace, permanent happiness, permanent love, permanent existence. Even if I am ineligible, I am not a seeker, I must. My intellect says, okay, I am not a seeker, let me become eligible. So once we have that viveka in our intellect, you become a seeker, 100% seeker. And then 100% seeker listens and reaches to the final stage. So see that the beauty that I am repeating it again, my friend, that my intellect says I am not a seeker, but I have to become a seeker. And that's what I realized when I started the journey. I used to chant in those days, I did not understand, but one thing struck to my intellect. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Mano Buddhir Ahankara Chittani Naham. I am none of these: body, mind, intellect, 5 elements, none of the 5 prana. Then who am I? Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. I am Shivoham. That struck somewhere in unconsciously. And every time I went to 50 masters, I failed. I was not a seeker, but still I failed and I continued the journey. In modern life, we can give an example of Edison, Thomas Alva Edison. He failed in 1000 experiments and then he succeeded. So that failure made him a great scientist. That is the beauty very much made clear in the journey of the Eastern wisdom. So now there is one thing here. So Viveka, in terms of the Viveka. Now I have Viveka of the real and unreal. Very good. You have Viveka, yes. Yes, I recall your saying I'm more concerned about the business, and yes, I have some fear. Something like that, yes. I have Viveka, real and unreal. So I recognize that fear in the business is unfounded. I recognize it. Let me accept it and drop that fear. Because I know it. It is unfounded. And continue working. Anything that I don't know, I don't know whether I have to reject or do not reject. Understand that part very clearly. I don't know what is going to happen tomorrow to me. I don't have any knowledge. So nothing to react, nothing to reject. But now I know because of the business I have the fear and the anxiety. I know it. It is there. Let me drop it. Why? Because of viveka. I move into dispassion and continue working. Are you clear? See the clarity. Viveka must bring the clarity. So now what I recognize, what I feel, what I understand, that I have a fear, I have some concern. So I find out this fear and the concern while understanding the viveka from the point of view of real and unreal. I recognized, I accepted it, let me reject this, which I know needs to be rejected. Which I know needs to be rejected. How many times I had the fears in the business? 100 of times. How many times I have forgotten? 100 of times. Intellect, don't repeat it. It's enough. The intellect says to the mind, don't repeat it. Enough is enough. I am doing my work. I will continue. I am healthy, physically and mentally. I am devoting the time to the business. Accept this. This is known as vairagya. And then you go for nitya karma. Are you clear? Unfounded fears. And when the unfounded fears are recognized and dropped, that is the real viveka. It leads to vairagya. And you are continuing with your nitya karma. What is the problem? Where is the problem? How many times my mind told me that I don't have money today? And how many times my mind told me that now today I am little bit happy but I have to earn more. How many times? Millions of times, hundreds of times. So when I drop that, I am dropping what? Tushti, by viveka. I am happy with myself. Let me start working, plan, do the project, remain busy, devote your time. You are living your life in viveka and vairagya. There is a gap between the knowledge and the behavior. So to bridge that gap, we move from viveka to vairagya. That is the essence. That is the real understanding. Behavior means impulsive, instinctive, fear, anxiety, duality, present in the mind. Viveka, real and the unreal, exerts the pressure. Knowledge is here, and with that knowledge, I bridge the gap between the knowledge and the behavior. I am in vairagya because of the past impressions that we have gathered for years in this life and whatever is coming from the previous life. So those impressions still again trigger. So there is a misalignment between the knowledge and the behavior. It triggers. Sometimes I instantly become angry, upset, agitated. Later on I realize. So those impressions can be corrected by 6 inner wealth. So understand, knowledge, behavior, aligning, but during the process of alignment, I find still there are problems, 6 treasures. So once you follow all the 3, mumukshu, you are the supreme seeker. Mumukshu, the 4th step. See that? How beautiful. What are the negative attributes that my mind is playing with? My intellect makes Viveka available. Viveka says what is real and unreal, I drop. Why? I have recognized it is unreal, it is false, it is caused by the mind, it is caused by the instinct, caused by the habit, because I am seeking happiness outside. I recognized it. That's why I am dropping it. I need not to think. When I am very tough, then I used to tell, when you go to the restroom and evacuate your bowels, do you ever remember how many kilogram of wastage you have evacuated? Throw that. Never ever think of it. Continue work. So those wastage and fecal matters, now through the viveka you recognize it is these, fear, insecurity. Hell with you. Not interested. I am not going to think over it. Do you ever look again into the garbage bin while throwing it out? No. You simply throw it. Your intellect lives in 90% of the viveka. When the vairagya is reached, it lives in 100% when the 6 inner wealth are reached, and then you are already a seeker. So our topic is still, I am reminding you, I don't have a choice. Whether I am a seeker or I am not a seeker. When my intellect understands and follows the path, you have already achieved almost 50% of vairagya. The rest is application. Rest is simply application. I don't have a choice for permanent peace and happiness. Yes, I have understood. Now my honey enters into a conflict with me, but I remember I don't have a choice. Honey, you enter into a conflict, but I don't have any conflict with you. I don't have. Why don't you understand? I am ready to understand. Please, honey, sit calmly. Let me make me understand. Now there is no reaction, no hesitation, no duality. You are ready. And let your honey be exhausted by discussing at length. You don't say anything. I made my choice. You made your choice internally. You are still happy. Your honey is crying in tears. You are still innerly happy, but you have to do the nitya karma. Come on, honey, this is the way. When she is or he is ready, you make him, you explain, and finished. You explain not because you are attached to the knowledge. You leave to him and her. You agree? Thank you. You don't agree? Thank you. Why? Viveka has led to you to the vairagya. You are in the state of dispassion. Why dispassion? You have thrown the garbage. That comes through your behavior from instinct and from impulse. You are bridging the gap between the knowledge and the behavior. In every life situation, in every activity, in every relationship. So we can say that this viveka is a spatial power, capacity of intellect, of inner instrument. If we don't have viveka, we don't have vairagya. We don't have 6 treasures. Forget about it. Not possible. And if we have viveka, we have all these powers. Yes, there is another factor explained in Gita, needs to be understood Gita talks about, all the text talks. Pravrti and Nivrati. Pravrti means totally engaged in the words, become very busy, fully busy, entering into ignorance, forgetting the viveka. Dangerous. Nivrati. Okay, I will go for a week for intensive retreat. Now there is nothing in the world, you have already told me. Everything is illusion. So hence I should leave everything. So after a few weeks you are more frustrated. I had the resources to live in a house, to continue the study and the practice of self-discovery. I have left everything. Now I don't have everything. My mind is constantly causing me the trouble. I used to do all the practices easily, but now I don't have any means. So these are the two dangerous extremes mind causes in us because of lack of viveka. Absence of viveka. When there is an absence of viveka, then I study the first line. Oh, become a monk, you will be realized. I land up in the Himalayas. I was doing a good business with a partner, and partner takes everything here in the material world, and the Himalaya takes everything there. That is what we call, and then what happens? Because I have been manipulating in the business, then I come down with the orange colored road. Internally I am a criminal, outside I am a monk. And you have seen lot of people. Krishna wants, never do this. Extreme. The mind should not go to the extreme outward going tendency. It should not go to the inward going tendency. Because you don't know how to move inside. You have to study. You have to become a seeker. You should know. You don't have a choice. Follow step by step. And you cannot engage yourself earning $127 billion and still unhappy. So, vairagya, attachment or detachment, from the point of view of viveka, when the intellect lives in viveka and that viveka perceives attachment, detachment, likes and dislikes, pay attention. It sees these likes and dislikes as a weakness of the mind because of lack of awareness. Don't take it, I will be detached, then I will become a monk. Many people tell me, it's okay, become a monk. Better you first become a monk and then come to me. The way we sometimes understand, there are many weaknesses in the mind. Everyone has it. So now we shift our attention. When I am attached, I consider this as a weakness in the mind, and that can be removed. When I find detachment, I find it is a weakness in the mind that should be removed. Don't take it, I am still attached. You told me a couple of times. Forget that. You see that? Don't fall in your own eyes. Seeker never falls in his or her own eyes. Never do that. Why we do that? The so-called teachers, they make you fall in your eyes. You see that I am a monk, you are attached. They are more attached. If you see them clearly, open, closely. Another point that is very important: any attachment, any likes and dislikes. You may have certain habit of no, continue, but allow the viveka to work and see what happens. Oh, this is a weakness. Weakness. Why it is a weakness? I have no choice. Still, I am seeking happiness here in this activity. That is why I am attached, and that is why I am detached. Did you understand that? You see, it is, you can say it is an eye opener to become a seeker. So when we understand this part, it's a mental weakness. So I am attached to something, I don't get upset. I'm detached to something, they come to me, I don't get upset. You don't get upset. That is the way of the life. Thank you very much, Krishna. You allowed me to endure this guy who is with me that I dislike. And then you remind yourself, mind, don't fall prey to the weakness. Endure, titiksha. 6 inner treasure comes. Means you know you don't have a choice, and now because you don't have a choice, you don't allow the intellect and the mind and the emotions to get influenced and dictated by thought, speech and action. Internally. Outwardly, nitya and the naimitya karma, it demands, sometimes it demands to shout at your daughter, but internally, rehearsal, playing your role. Get the things done. So, raga, or you can say attachment and detachment, lives in my mind because of false thinking. I dislike someone and I want a dissociation. So dissociation, detachment gives me pleasure. I like a person, I want his association, that gives me a pleasure. Mind, why are you playing tricks with me? Did you get it? Mind, with one person you want detachment, that gives me pleasure. With the second person I want an attachment, that gives me pleasure. Mind, why you are playing tricks with me? Is it a weakness in the mind? So, I bridge the gap between the knowledge and the behavior. So, what is the result of this passion? Now I am not affected by any likes and dislikes. That is what we have understood from the teachings of Krishna. Krishna. So, the adhikari who is not a seeker or a seeker, that is what you did. Follows the satsang, learning and listening. And constantly he checks if he is using viveka. And if he is applying the viveka, he moves into the dispassion. He finds the change in his life. Many years later, it came to when my Guruji taught me, do you have any choice? I said, no, I don't have any choice. So do you live in that no choice with your intellect 24/7? No. Start doing it, working on it. So when you work on it, Viveka, Vairagya comes naturally. You need not to change your cloth, put a long .com here, raise your clothes, grow your beard. Our friend Boris told me when I cleaned my shave, did I tell you? So there's two students. Boris is one, and there was again another Masha. They used to attend my sessions regularly in New Jersey. So one day it happened to me. I said, no, let me shave it. So I became totally bald and I shaved my beard also, totally clean. So Boris took me to a shop and bought me very costly trim shaver. You look so nice. You look very smart. But after the class, this Masha told me, you look so ugly. I hate you. You, come on, these two people don't want to give me a choice. But I didn't tell. I said, yes, I can understand you that, Masha, still I love you. I hate your face, but still I love you. I said, can I follow in between to Masha? So she looked at me. No! I said, okay, let me think it over. This beard grows by itself. It grows. Oh, you did not shave it, so I will shave it. So I used to trim very little. So after a few weeks, that idea in both the minds have gone back. I got benefited. Just I got a trimmer. I still have this. Small things causes lot of pain in our life. Small thing. So when my beard has grown very longer, Masha says, this is what I want to see you. It means if I have a beard, then only you will learn from me. As if the knowledge has to do with the beard. These smaller things is going to happen in our life every day. With employees, with people, with friends, with relations, with strangers. Unaffected. Mind is not affected by these. Preferably I like beard, so I will live with the beard. Finished. So understand this, learn this, think of this. After listening, make a bullet point in your head. Never forget this and see this.